Sí, señor. Oye, una vez más aquí en el Boxeo Urbano Network. Y miren que nos acompaña Dimitri Salita de Salitas Promotion, señores, para contarnos todo lo que está ocurriendo. Oye, en el mundo del boxeo dentro de su promoción. Sir, how you doing? Welcome to the show, Boxeo Urbano Network.
Muy bueno, muy contento de estar aquí al programa Boxeo Urbano.
Dimitri, we've been having we want to welcome you and we want to talk to you because of the school and Chiskin situation. It's been a lot
Okay.
of talking about it, but it's been a lot of talking. We want to go back a little bit about the time when all this start. You guys got a purse beat for it, and then it was negotiations to do this card in Orlando, Florida, and or in the United States. Let's start with that. What happened there that the fight ended up in Germany?
We made a deal with Aegon Sports, which was the promoter of William Scull, and the fight was going to take place. Yes, we had some conversations about doing a fight in Miami or in Orlando, but finally they decided to do the fight in Cuba, actually. But finally they decided to do the fight in Germany, and we really had no issue with it because the IBF is a great organization and they have good officials. So we didn't really have a concern. So the fight took place on October 19th in Germany, right outside of Berlin.
Okay, so it was real that it was conversations about having the fight in Cuba.
Yes, but did you read what happened a couple of days ago? That the whole country lost power and everybody's lights were out. So Cuba, and I think that sometime in the future it would be great to have world-class professional boxing in Cuba, and would love to be involved with it. But I believe that now to stage a bona fide world title fight is a bit premature because it's still not open enough and it's hard for some people to get in. And I think the technology and all the kind of the things that you need for a world title fight to be broadcast, for the media to be there, I'm not sure that Cuba is yet capable of that. But I do. Cuba is obviously a beautiful island, and would love to stage it at some point there. But not now.
And what about the IBF? Did the IBF run with going to Cuba?
I think the IBF was initially okay with it, but the promoter of William Scull had difficulties getting some licenses, and there's also a political situation between the United States and Cuba that's not resolved yet. So it's not so simple for folks to earn money in Cuba. So Shishkin will be earning money there. We will be open earning money. IBF has sanction fees. So I believe there's lots of complications with actually, the nitty gritty of making it work. So it's just not the time yet, but I do think that things are moving in the right direction. And in the near future, I believe that Cuba will be one of the places to host professional boxing on a consistent basis, for sure.
So coming back to Germany, we went to Germany, and it was for a lot of people, including us, it was the wrong decision out there for Chiskin and school, right? And then you guys submit paperwork to the commission in Germany to try to revoke the decision or do something against it. And then also, it's been talks that you guys already submit to the IBF that for immediate rematch for this contest. Can you take us through it? What is going on right now? What we expect if it's
Correct.
a rematch coming or what is going on?
Oh, we hope a rematch is coming. So I believe the IBF is going to let other judges and referees take a look at it and see how they scored the fight. CompuBox had Vladimir Shishkin throwing and landing almost twice as many punches as William Scull. In the 12th round, when William Scull was hurt and on his way down, he turned around, spit out his mouthpiece, and the referee gave him 17 seconds to recover instead of taking away a point. And a German judge gave that round to William Scull. So that's just absurd, and just tells you the judging was not up to par. I think the referee did not do a good job. He let William Scull hit after the bell on several occasions, do rapid punching, do a lot of holding, no warnings. It was a hometown affair. But you know what? Sometimes people say, "Well, you know what? That's just boxing." And my opinion of it is, for the sport of boxing to grow, we need to make sure that what happens inside the ring is 100% objective. So if a world record for 100-meter sprint is 10 seconds, it has to be 10 seconds in the United States, 10 seconds in Puerto Rico, 10 seconds in Germany, 10 seconds everywhere around the world. It cannot be subjective based on the location of the fight. And, at the arena, he had a big uh, contingency of fans, many people with flags and with drums and singing. And every time that he would throw a punch or would attempt to throw a punch, the crowd would go wild and in support of him. But that should not sway the judges. And I'm optimistic that the IBF will do the right thing, and that we can redo this once again.
So did you guys submit paperwork already to the IBF? Is they
Yes,
looking into it right now? And then
correct.
we was conversating in the program about the whole situation of Germany. When you put the paperwork on Germany, you use a lawyer and all this, and you usually know we've been in boxing for a long time, and we usually know that they probably not gonna be a no contest or they not gonna revoke nothing. We probably gotta go into the rematch, and that's a good thing. But at the same time, are you looking for that situation to be a that the IBF decide to help you out, bring this fight to the United States or to a neutral place?
So we're not looking for help. We're just looking for the right thing to happen. Help is when you have help is when someone needs help. Is someone that uh, it's a nice thing to do. We believe this is a fair thing to do. It's the right thing to do. It's things like this will make the sport of boxing grow. And I'm not just talking. Um, a lot of times people talk the talk but don't walk the walk. When I do my shows in Michigan, I bring judges from all over the country, from all over the world, to make sure that the fights are objective, that the right person wins. And sometimes my fighters lose, and I'm happy. I'm happy because to rebuild boxing, you need the fair decisions to happen. And all we want is for the right thing to happen. Happen. All we want is fairness, and I believe that if there is a rematch uh, that people will be looking at is much more closer, and probably the best of the best officials will be assigned, and we'll see where to stage the fight. I personally have no problem with having the fight anywhere in the world. It really doesn't matter to me. I have no problem going anywhere. It just want to make sure that it's fair and that the right person wins. That's all we want for the sport of boxing. Because while Vladimir Shishkin is a fighter that I promote, and he gave his life to boxing and sacrificed coming to the United States 7 years ago to embark on his dream of being a world champion. I want the sport of boxing to grow, and for the sport of boxing to grow, fair things need to happen. I mean, Jake Paul, who has nothing to do with Vladimir Shishkin, tweeted about this after the fight, and everybody tweeted. Everyone that watched the fight, from boxing reporters to boxing fans, feel that Vladimir deserved the win, and I'm optimistic that the right thing will happen.
So you don't mind if they bring it back to Germany? What you want is fair judges all over the place, a better referee, and some of the other stuff that was missing this time, really, in that show.
Well, we'll negotiate, and we'll uh, see that there's TV network interest in this fight, and would like for it to happen in the United States. I think Florida is the best part because Florida has a lot of Cubans, has a lot of Russian-speaking people, so it'll be a very animated and intense crowd. And I think that this fight kind of gave fuel to promote the next fight, to really raise the stakes. So I believe that it could be a positive thing.
It could be a positive thing. So we will keep up with this news and see what is going to happen for 2025 with this rematch. Hey, Dimitri, you also signed recently this Dominican fighter that is also on our radar, which is Michel Rivera. You signed him to a contract, and we saw him fight last in July. Now, when Michel is coming back?
We're working on several possibilities for him. He wants a big fight. If he doesn't get a big fight, we'll just keep him busy. Michel is very talented. I believe one of the best junior welterweights in the world. He called out David Haney, and I believe it's a great fight uh, for both. And it's a fight that I'm going to try to make and see if there's interest on the other side. Uh, but Michel is one of the best junior welterweights in the world. I'm very happy to be working with him, and look forward to delivering big fights for him.
So no fight in the radar in 2024 is a he probably be back in 2025.
Maybe something at the end of the year, but likely 2025.
Likely 2025, and then actually you it's not crazy what we see in the what we seeing in social media. Actually, you looking into see if Devin Haney want to come back, want to make his
Oh
comeback
yes,
against this a Dominican boxer,
yes, I believe it's a great fight.
and you believe it can happen.
Certainly from our point of view and from Michelle's point of view, yes. I mean, David Haney is a world class fighter. He's shown that he's willing to fight the best, and yeah, I believe it can happen. I believe that Devin uh, wants to fight the best, and he wants to get back to the top of the mountain in the junior welterweight division. And I believe a fight with Michelle Rivera, the winner of that fight, certainly establishes himself as one of the best in the junior welterweight division.
One of the other good fighters that you got in your squad is a Shohahon Ergachev. Ergachev came out in that same car with Michel Rivera, and we see him get a tough loss in there. But did he coming back also?
He's in Uzbekistan now with his family. I think that he will come back, but this goes back to what I said in the beginning of the show. He lost. It was a close fight. The judges could have given it to him, and it wouldn't have been too. People wouldn't have talked too much a little bit, but the right guy won. He lost. He lost that night, and while I heard that my fighter lost, but I'm happy that the right guy got the decision. And for boxing to grow, these things need to happen, um, and uh, and that's why I'm optimistic about uh, the William Scull versus Vladimir Shishkin rematch.
Redo. All right, sir. Hey, for to leave the interview, Clarissa Shields. What you got on Clarissa Shields? She just fought in back in her hometown, Detroit. When we gonna see her back? Did we gonna see her back on the heavyweights, or did we gonna see her back in her weights, in the original weights, or what's the plan for Clarissa?
So her movie's coming out, The Fire Inside, in a theater near you on December 25th, the biggest release day of the year. So boxing fans and not boxing fans will get a chance to see who she is, about her life story, which will be quite incredible. And I believe that's going to raise Clarissa's popularity to the next level. And we're working on a fight for her early next year, around the time when the movie comes out, when public awareness will be at its peak, to make the most of our next fight.
Yes, sir. Oh well, sir. Thank you very much for being here with us these few minutes and give us this information. We ready to be keep updating about the William School and Vladimir Shishkin situation, sir.
Sure, no problem. I just want to say one thing, Cesar, before I go. We also had a show in Puerto Rico on October 18th, Big Time Boxing USA on the Zone. It was at the Coca-Cola Theater in San Juan. It was a great event, headlined by Joshua Pagan, a Puerto Rican from Michigan. And I'm a student of the game. I grew up in boxing. I love boxing, and some of the greatest fighters in the sport, like Miguel Cotto, Ivan Calderon, Felix Trinidad, and the list goes on, came out. Actually, per capita, Puerto Rico produced more champions than any other place in the world. However, over the last couple of years, it's been a bit quiet. We haven't found the next superstar yet to excite the island, and maybe it's gonna be Joshua, maybe it's gonna be somebody else, maybe it's gonna be Joshua and somebody else. So we're on a quest to rejuvenate big time boxing in Puerto Rico, and to find the next superstar, and to get the fans excited about boxing again, excited about the fighters, about the sport of boxing, about big rivalries, and looking to have several events on the beautiful island next year.
We got 2 more minutes, so let's go into that. How you like it in that venue in Puerto Rico? It was the first time on that venue to have professional boxing, and also you deal over there in the island with Kiria Tapia, which is a female boxer that represent us very good in the amateurs and now in the professional. She got Ivan Calderon on her side, a Hall of Famer, and all that. How you guys like to work in that venue, especially, and also with Kiria Tapia, which we saw her active on TV everywhere, doing the thing for the show, and hoping, like a lot of people hoping that it come back. You know, people ain't used to boxing on Fridays and Coca-Cola
Great.
Music Hall and Dasein, and now people like amazed that you put it together.
Great venue. Loved it. We've worked together with the Rivera brothers, Ivan and Peter Rivera, who have a long history of boxing in Puerto Rico, and like Clarissa, uh, who is a superstar, we're looking to find the next gem in Puerto Rico, and I think that Tapia may be it. And I believe there's other very talented women in the island of Puerto Rico, and certainly as we progress and as we do more events, we would like to highlight and showcase some of the great talent, both male and female, on the island of Puerto Rico. And again, as we became more embedded with boxing there, I actually fought in Puerto Rico myself in 2002 or three on a Miguel Cotto on the card. So I love the island, and obviously growing up in New York City, being around Puerto Ricans my whole life, I love the passion of boxing of Puerto Rican boxing fans. I would say when you go to the UK, the English boxing fans and the Puerto Rican boxing fans have a lot in common just in terms of their love for the sport of boxing. And again, for the sport of boxing to grow, to continue to grow, we need Puerto Rico excited, energized, supporting fighters, supporting boxing, and we'll do our best to make that happen.
There you have it, people. Hey, Dimitri Salita Promotion, making it happen in Puerto Rico through Desafían and all these, and they coming back to Puerto Rico. Oh, hey, super excited to have you, Mr. Salita, and we will be glad to have you back and see what is going on back in Puerto Rico soon. So
Beautiful.
2025.
Thank you so
Yes,
much.
Sir. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you so much. I'm going to learn some Spanish, so next time we can do a bit of the interview in a little. Okay.
We saw you
Spanglish.
out there. We saw you out there in Puerto Rico with Molusco and all of them people up there, and then you guys did
Yes.
great out there. So, hey,
Thank you.
we want to welcome you back to Puerto Rico. Thank you so much, sir.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Have
All
a
right.
good
You have a
good
good
day.
one.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, bye.